The Tony Elumelu Foundation Entrepreneurship Forum concludes today in Lagos, Nigeria. The 1,000 participants that were gathered here to get advice, mentorship, networking will walk away with seed capital. They'll walk away with a lot of contacts that they've made amongst themselves and a lot of advice on how to grow their businesses. We've spoken to entrepreneurs from all over Africa, particularly Nigeria, Gabon, Sierra Leone, and we even have our very own South African entrepreneurs. We actually had 4 of them participating in this forum this year, and Nomvuyiseko Mbenene is from Cape Town. She's a consultant, and I've made time to catch up with her to find out about her experience of being here and if it's actually worth it for you, if you're a South African business person, to take the chance and come to Nigeria and see if you can learn a thing or two. Nomvuyiseko, thank you so much for your time. Give me your views about who you are, where you come from, what kind of business do you do, and why are you here?
My name is Nomvuyiseko Mbenene. I'm from Cape Town, South Africa. I'm an entrepreneur. I run a company called Claims Processing Excellence. It's a consulting business. Our service offerings, we do company registrations, we translate ideas of potential entrepreneurs into practical business solutions. We do business plans for them, we source funding, we do bookkeeping, other accounting services, taxation, payroll, among others. We help them improve their performance. We implement strategies that will turn around their situations, because you know in South Africa 80% of startups, they shut down within 2 years. So we do business processes that will turn around their performance, improve from making losses into making profits.
What encouraged you to start a business? I mean, you could have been working for a big, huge company and getting your salary every month, and now you're a business person. You have to hustle, if I may use the word, to make sure that your business stays afloat. What encouraged you to go into business?
I always wanted to do a business from the time I graduated, my undergraduate. And then I worked for more than 10 years. One time I was sitting, I think it was around 2010, I was sitting on a Saturday morning, and then I went to check my post and I saw this mail. I took it and I opened. When I looked at it, I saw that it was a medical bill that was supposed to be sent more than a year ago, and I had even changed the company, I had changed medical aids, and then I wondered why only now. And immediately as I thought about why are they only billing me now for this, it was just struck in my mind that there is a gap, something is missing. And at that time I was doing my MBA studies, which is Masters in Business Administration. Because of that knowledge now of business administration, I could quickly identify a gap and a problem in the market. And then I said, okay, possibly these guys struggling to do claims processing and management of claims on time. So for me, I identified then that as a business opportunity. And then immediately I realized if I am to start a business, I need to step in this gap.
Did you have the money for it?
I didn't.
You had the great idea. And I know that a lot of people say that I want to start a business, but I don't have enough capital.
I didn't know how much it was going to cost. I just did research and I realized I would have to, among others, develop a system, because I wanted something that would now bridge the gap. Instead of taking longer to process claims, I wanted a system that would reduce the timelines. So I investigated and I realized that, okay, there are packages, but I wanted something that would be specific now for my clients. I went around seeking quotations. The first company, a large consulting company that I consulted, quoted me about 10 million rands. Then I was like, this is impossible. Then I contacted a few friends and they recommended a company which was going to design it for me for quite less than that. Even then, I didn't have enough money, but the company agreed to start designing the system. In the process of that, we ran short of funds. So I couldn't continue. The project came to a halt. We were supposed to launch it in 2012. It came to a halt. And then I went back to work 2013 and 2014. However, during that process, because I had encountered a lot of problems while trying to register my company as well. Consulting companies are running away with your monies. You pay them to register. They don't register. I ended up registering my own company. Some ran away with monies for doing business plans. Then I was like, you know what, I'm doing MBA, I can do my own business plan. So it's just that I didn't have time. So I did my own business plan, I registered my own company. After that, I also identified those two as gaps in the market. I wondered how many people that want to start companies out there and are getting robbed, one. Secondly, they are overcharged because the company that wanted to register my company charged me about 3,000 rand. And registering a company was about 100 and something.
But how long did it take? I know that, remember, inside the special advisor to the Rwandan president says that in Rwanda it takes 6 hours to get a business registered. How long did it take in South Africa, and what role does the red tape of getting a business up and running play? I'm sure in the industry you see and you hear a lot of your colleagues talking about, it takes me this long, I'm still struggling with that. What's your experience?
At that time, it took some people years to register a company. Okay, all right. Even on my side, it took a bit longer because the first consultant that submitted my registration took months and disappeared with the money. And then I contacted another company that did it within 2 weeks. Compared to 6 hours. It took 2 weeks to register my company. And I bought a shelf, a CC, which I converted. That's the only reason it took 2 weeks. Then it was to take more than a month or even months, 3 to 4 months to register a company.
Would you say that this is a big problem in South Africa in terms of starting your business?
The system has improved a bit. Now they have automated the applications process in South Africa. However, it is still long. It still takes more than a week on average to get a company registered.
And your experience when you started to apply for the entrepreneurship forum, did you have any idea what you were signing yourself up for? And how much seed capital are you being given? What are you going to change when you arrive back home in South Africa? What are you going to do differently in your business? What have you learned here?
When I signed up, I thought I was going to just be given funding after being shortlisted, only to find that they are going to put us into, I would say, a 3 months kind of business school, but it's very practical. Upon completion of that, we had to submit business plans. Once your business plan has been assessed and you have been rated as successful, then they would invite you to come to this forum. I learned a lot. I'm already operating, but there were quite a lot of things that I realized I was not good at or not doing well. For example, I wasn't marketing my company at all. I was operating by grace of friends and networks I have. I'll help one person and then they will tell others that I do this kind of work. So I realized the importance of networking, the importance of marketing your own business by yourself. I had employed a person before to market my company, but they didn't do a good job. So you are the one who is the visionary. You are the one who knows your service or your product better than other people. So I learned things like that, even pricing strategies, because you get different types of customers who want different things. So you have to package your products or your services differently depending on the client's needs. So it's been a very, very beneficial program for me. What am I going to do differently in South Africa when I go back? Based on my experience, since I'm dealing with SMEs, registering upcoming entrepreneurs, doing their books, their financials, helping them with business plans and sourcing funding, etc. One thing that I have identified is lack of knowledge. There needs to be entrepreneurial education. I think that will be my first step. Also, having learned and seen what is happening in Nigeria, I looked at the kind of business ideas that they are implementing compared to what I've seen with the type of entrepreneurs I'm working with friends around. Here they are coming with very innovative ideas. They bringing ideas that will change the whole, I would say, GDP of the country. Compared to ours, I've seen that most of our entrepreneurs, they start businesses that rely on tenders, for example. Those businesses are not sustainable. I would be offering advice to entrepreneurs that they come up with ideas that are sustainable. Tendering, do it by chance, but you should come up with a business idea that will run on its own and not depend on the government or any tender that will come from some company. That is not really a business that is sustainable. So I'll be kind of bringing that knowledge to our SMEs.
I'm sure you'll agree with me when I say that what I have noticed, yesterday I had the opportunity to go to UBA bank offices and work from there for a couple of hours. And I noticed that the work ethic in Nigeria is pretty different from a lot of places around the world. They don't put emphasis on time, like it's 8 o'clock and 5 o'clock or 4 o'clock I need to go. It was around 8 o'clock and there were still people in the office and they were still working. And it told me that the work ethic around here seems to be different. Did you see the same thing? What do you make of the work ethic, or how are you going to change your particular work ethic to benefit your business?
My work ethic, I don't think there is something to change on my side, because I'm one of those that come in early at work and I'm the last, sometimes midnight I'm still in office. 2 a.m. in the morning I'm still in office. Yet at 8 a.m. I will be there first before any of my staff members are there. Maybe it's because I am the owner of the vision. You know, when something is yours, you even forget about time. Yeah, so at this stage, because it's still at startup, I don't think I can afford to work in 8 to 5 kind of hours. It still needs me to invest more time in it.
And which you would agree that it's very important when you're running a business to invest a lot of your time and energy in it.
Yes, and energy in it. It needs your whole attention.
I want you to tell our viewers at home. I want you to tell our viewers at home. Tell them what makes an entrepreneur. You have someone that's sitting at home that's saying, you know what, I have it in me. I've started a business. I'm not sure where to go from here on. What kind of mindset should a person have to succeed and to finally make it and have their own business that's up and running, that's sustainable, that's employing people? What kind of mindset do you have? How can you encourage fellow South Africans to be like you?
Never give up. Business requires patience. It requires resilience. It requires hard work. On the other hand, it requires empathy. You must have heart for your customers. I would advise anyone who wants to start a business not to underestimate the amount of time and hard work required from your side. Most people, when they think of starting a company, they think, okay, I'll be a boss, and then I can come in at any time. You cannot establish or run a company that way. You have to role model. You have your employees have to learn from you how the vision of the company should be practiced. If you come in late, they will also come in late. If you disappear, they will disappear as well.
Nomvuyiseko, thank you so much. Those were very wise words from you, and I hope that we will have viewers who are at home who have taken your advice and who will say that, look, one day I want to find myself in Nigeria as well, and I want to find myself, getting the kind of advice and motivation that Nomvuyiseko got. Thank you very much for making time to speak to us.